Hi guys, it's Kirby. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be reviewing the Loreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in a Powder Compact. I have wanted to try this for a while. However, TikTok made it go viral. It has been sold out literally everywhere for like months and months and months and months and months. I stumbled upon this, literally stumbled upon it in Meijer. They only had like 2 or 3 colors in stock. Wait, wow. So I picked up 120 Vanilla. I have used it a couple times, and by a couple times I mean like I've just swatched it a couple times on my face, and one time it was super late at night and I tried to put it all over my face and like I wasn't feeling it. So I have like a love-hate relationship with powder foundations, especially like compact foundations. I personally think that 120 on its own is like my shade, this vanilla. However, when I put it over primer and or like concealers, it's way too dark. And that's always the case with foundations, like powder foundations for me. I end up having to go like a shade or two lighter, because once they like set on my primers and my skin and like oxidize a little bit, they end up being way too dark. And that's like my issue. But they're great for like setting for extra coverage, especially underneath the eyes. I don't know. I think I need to like get back into them and just find my shades. But we're trying this today. So I've already prepped my skin with the Laura Geller Under Makeup Spackle. This is just like the OG original. And then I have done a little bit of concealer, like a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes, and I use the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Light Capturing Self-Setting Concealer because my dark circles are just like out of control these days, and like nothing covers them, not even concealer usually. So I thought what would be good is if we took the compact and we used the little sponge that it came with. I love the texture of these sponges. I think they're amazing. But this compact does have a very nice big mirror in the bottom and a compartment for the sponge. You know, nice big surface. You can keep this in a purse, travels well, all that jazz. So I thought we would use the sponge on one side and then use a brush on the other, because I have seen people apply this with brushes and it's been a little bit better. So maybe it was my application technique. We will see. First, we're going to do the sponge on this side, and I just found this account on Instagram, Rose and Ben. I think that's how you pronounce her thing. Her handle, I'll put her right here and I'll link her down in the description box below. I mean, she's been around for a while, but I just recently discovered her. She gives great makeup tips, and she has been reviewing like every powder foundation out there. So she says to basically load up, swipe, and then like pat in. It gives good coverage for sure. So it definitely gives good coverage. I feel like I have a nice full coverage, a nice base. You can still see a lot of my blemishes like underneath or peeking through, but to be honest, I don't necessarily mind that because I will end up putting like bronzer and more powders and stuff on top of this. I'm not crazy about like the sponge applicator personally, so let's go over to this side and see if maybe like this this flat brush does anything differently. Giving actually a little lighter coverage with the brush. But I am liking the application a little bit better. The brush application I like much better, but it does give like a slightly lighter coverage with the brush application versus like the sponge compact. You're still seeing like a lot of my dark spots and blemishes through the powder foundation, especially with like the brush coverage. Which again, a powder foundation to me like can only cover so much, let's be honest here. I feel like I'm liking it a little bit more on this video, and I think there's a few reasons why. One, I shaved my face. When I tried this powder foundation out, I have a very hairy face, and that's just my life, whatever. And so I recently like razored it off. And so I think that the powder foundation is going on a little bit more smoothly. So if you are one who has a little bit of a fuzzier face or a hairy face, powder foundation probably isn't going to be for you. Just putting that out there. So I think now that my skin is a little bit smoother, I think it applies a little bit better. Two, I think I'm using a better primer with the powder foundation. Before, I think I had like a mattifying primer on, because I like the pore filling mattifying primers generally. But I think using this L'Oreal Spackle, which is a little bit like, it's not, I wouldn't say it's moisturizing because she also has a moisturizing primer. I would say it leaves my skin feeling hydrated and a little bit more on the normal side rather than matte and pore filling. So I think the primer is doing a great service for me today. I'm going to quickly go off camera and do my eyes and eyebrows, and then we're gonna come back to do like bronzer and blush and highlight to see how the powder foundation manages with other products on top of it. Okay. Eyebrows, eyes, lips, done. The foundation is like setting into my skin as I was doing the rest of my makeup, so I feel like it's a little bit better than when I first applied it. It doesn't look like as powdery, you know, like it's having its moment to kind of like figure out that it's a foundation. I will say the only thing that I'm not crazy about is that like right here, it really just had trouble applying. And so that looks a little weird, but that's okay. So now we're going to put contour, blush, highlight on because I want to see kind of how the foundation works with other products on top of it. We're not going to do any concealer because we already put the concealer underneath the foundation because I just think that cream concealer or like liquid concealer on top of powder foundation is no. Always put your liquid or cream concealer on first, then your powder foundation. If you have like a highlighting powder or something to put underneath to like brighten up your eyes, go for that, but I ain't got time for that. So this is something I've been enjoying. We're going to use the Wander Beauty Trip for Two. It is a duo contour and blush palette. I really like it. I used it a lot. As you can see, I've already hit pan. Probably the only thing I've ever hit pan on, to be honest. And the brush that I'm using to do a little bit of like contour bronze or bronzer, Conzrons, is the Morphe R14, and we're just doing it lightly. See, and I think that blended out really, really pretty. And I think that's like the one benefit of like the powder foundation is that like other powders blend well and or better on top of it. Let's go in with some blush. A different blush brush. Alright, I am using a Morphe R4 for blush. Yeah, again, like the blush is just sitting so nicely on top of the foundation, and again, I think that's because powders blend with powders so much better. Let's finish this off with some highlight. I'm going to use the Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in Illuminati. And this is the look. What do we think? What do we think? I love it. Oh, look at the highlight. Look at the highlight. Love it. Okay, so thoughts, where is it? Final thoughts on the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in a Powder. I like it. So, I started this video and it was sitting in my makeup stuff for like a couple weeks, maybe like a week and a half, couple weeks, yeah. You guys, so I like it so much better, and I also think that I like the brush application better than I like the sponge application. Couple reasons. So the sponge application, it does give a heavier, fuller coverage. However, I do notice that there are a couple places where the powder, like especially where I first applied it, kind of caught and grabbed onto my skin and did not blend out as well as on the brush application side. I feel like the brush application side gave a little bit of a lighter coverage. However, it gave a more even coverage, and it just generally overall looks a little less cakey, a little lighter on the skin. Does that make sense? So I like it much more with a brush application over the sponge that it came in. It didn't actually oxidize or anything on my skin like I thought it was going to be. Per the reasons we said before, better primer usage, shaved my face, so it sits a little bit nicer on the skin, and it actually is interacting really well with the concealer underneath my eyes. What I will say though is that I like a very light concealer, so this Makeup Forever concealer that I put on first is lighter than my skin tone, so when the powder went on top of it, it didn't like make it look terrible or anything. It interacted with other powders really, really nicely. What I will say is that it's not as full coverage as I was anticipating it being. Like TikTok and Instagram and the internet makes it seem like this is going to cover up everything and anything, and I'm sure if you like pack it on, it absolutely will. However, I don't necessarily think that you should be packing on your foundation because that's just going to suffocate your skin. However, I did not conceal or color correct any of these marks before I put my foundation on, and I think it did a decent coverage. Like, I think it did a decent job of covering them up. However, they're still quite noticeable. Like, if we're being honest, they're still very noticeable. So if you are someone who suffers from acne scars, dark marks, maybe age spots on your skin or anything like that, make sure you're going in beforehand with a concealer to conceal those situations first, and then you are putting the foundation on over top of it. It's not going to change the texture, so you'll still be able to notice it, but it definitely will be able to cover up the spots that you have on your skin. So I think that's like the only downfall that I have of this this foundation, is that it isn't as full coverage as I was anticipating it being. However, very nice finish, very lovely finish. I think this would be a really good setting powder if you got one that was a little bit lighter than your skin tone to like set underneath your eyes. I think this would be beautiful. Yeah, not too much bad things to say other than the coverage isn't exactly what I had anticipated. But if you are having trouble with it sitting nicely on the skin, try a hydrating primer, try a flat brush application or just a brush application in general, stippling technique, as well as your face just might have a little too much hair on it. So you might either want to consider shaving and or not using powder foundation, because I did not like this when I had like lots of hair on my face. Then I shaved my face and it's sitting so much nicer. So much nicer. Alright, so that was it. I will link this as well as everything else that I used in the description box below so you can check it out on your own time. If you enjoyed this review or found it helpful, please give this video a big old thumbs up. As always, be sure to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. I would hate for you to miss out on any more videos. Thanks so much for watching, guys.